Hey, what's happening, y'all? Jinsula here with a brand new video. And today it's all about the Wild Area event. And right now I'm actually going to be starting this video off on day 2 of the Wild Area event. And the reason for that is because yesterday I was actually attending a concert, but I was still able to play a little bit of the Wild Area event during the line waiting period as well as some of the downtime. But yeah, I have to say that I saved up all of my Wild Area energy for day 2, which is today. And I'm really excited because I feel like the major highlight for this event is exactly what a lot of those players who attended the Japan Live in-person event were saying. It's all about the mighty Pokemon. And unfortunately, yesterday during day 1, I was not able to see a whole bunch of mighty Pokemon. So hopefully today I will be able to get a bunch of them, because it seems like a lot of players are getting Shundos, a lot of players are getting high IVs of really good Pokemon, and it's really because of these mighty Pokemon that they're coming across. So hopefully I'll be able to get a whole bunch of them. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so where else would I be other than Lincoln Park Zoo for Pokemon Go Wild Area? This is by far the best place to play Pokemon Go here in Chicago. So naturally, I'm going to make my way out here. There's already quite a bit of trainers. The only issue is it is actually pretty decently cold. So I don't necessarily know if a lot of people are going to be out today. But from everything that I'm seeing, it looks like there's quite a few people here. I hope the raids are not going to have an issue filling up. I hope the Toxtricity Gigantamax battles are going to be fairly easy. I did hear that you need a good number of trainers to take those down. And yeah, hopefully there's going to be a bunch of mighty Pokemon. That alone is what I'm focusing in on. Alright, let's load up Pokemon Go now that we're at the center of the zoo. Let's see what is actually spawning here. I haven't opened up the game since I got here, so I have no idea how things are. For now, I see that there's barely any lures. Actually, I don't see any lures going on, so let's actually fix that. That's a little concerning. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of activity out here, but let's do something about it. Let's actually lure up a bunch of this stuff so that we could get a whole bunch of spawns. And the first thing we're gonna get is a Spinnerack. Not interested in you right now. The good thing is yesterday I got a lot of the like stuff like the catch challenge, and oh, I gotta claim this. It's one of the benefits of having the paid research ticket for this event. You get a bunch of Safari Balls every hour, but I got a lot of this stuff like the collection challenge and some of the special research done yesterday. So thankfully I won't have to worry about that too much. But again, I'm a little concerned because you look around, there's not much going on. You would think that a lot more players would be out for this event, but that doesn't seem to be the case, and that's a bit concerning. So hopefully things will pick up later on, because it would be a real shame if I jump into raids and can't get the numbers. And if I go for stuff like this, where are you? I saw it somewhere, yeah, right here. If I go for stuff like this and I can't get the players, that's going to be really depressing. I already have myself a Toxtricity, but of course it was through a raid. But it would be nice if I could get one that I could actually Gigantamax. That would be pretty sick. But for now, let's get all these Pokestops spun, lure up the ones that are not lured up, and let's see what we can get. Wow, this is pretty empty for a typical Pokemon Go event. Usually Lincoln Park Zoo, even if it's blistering cold, will have just a plethora of different players. But for today, it seems like it's a little down. I don't know how I feel about that, but maybe we'll get lucky with some lucky mighty Pokemon and we'll kind of make up for it. We'll have to see. Alright, so I did a lap around the zoo and there are no players out here. There is absolutely zero activity, and Yeah, that's a bit concerning. I'm gonna try to jump into this raid to see if other people are actually here. Maybe I'll get a couple of spoofers, I don't know, but yeah, this is not looking good. If anything, I might have to go out to a more populated area. I did get some DMs from friends saying that they're playing at a totally different location. The only issue is that location is about 45 minutes away. So yeah, it's unfortunate. That means if I do decide to go there to actually be able to play with a whole bunch of people, then I'm gonna miss out on about 45 minutes worth of the wild area event. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But as of right now, it looks like this raid is not filling up at all. So yeah, there is a high chance that I might need to relocate because the zoo is dead. It's a shocker. I feel like this is one of the areas where it's reliably filled with Pokemon Go players. But for some reason today, that doesn't seem to be the case. I completely missed the memo on where people were going to be, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm not gonna jump into this raid. Maybe I'll have some better luck with this Gigantamax battle. The nice thing about this is that you do not need to... Oh, actually, I'm missing some max particles. There we go. Let's jump into this and see if we could get something. Oh my god, what am I doing? All right, we'll let the timer run, see if people will jump in. By the looks of it, I don't think anyone's gonna jump in. There is literally no one here, so yikes. I see a lot of families, I see a lot of non-Pokemon Go players, I see a lot of plebs. Not a single Pokemon Go player in sight, and you can tell them apart. You could pick out the Pokemon Go players in a crowd, and I'm not seeing any of them. No one's looking at their phones. No one is walking around mindlessly like an NPC. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. I'm gonna have to drive out to a completely different location just so I could get the most out of this wild area event. Yikes. This is rather concerning. This might speak to the state of Pokemon Go, if anything. I feel like a lot of people typically would be out and about playing, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. It is a little cold outside today, so maybe that's what deterring a lot of players from wanting to come out. I don't know. Ugh. Okay, so apparently I did not get the memo because I opened up Discord and talked with some people over at DTC, which is the largest Pokemon Go community here in the city of Chicago. And yeah, it looks like everyone is at Navy Pier, which is the other phenomenal location for Pokemon Go here in Chicago. So yeah, I'm gonna head over there and see how the Pokemon Go activity is. I'm not gonna stay here at the zoo because it is absolutely empty. There is nobody here playing Pokemon Go, and that is going to be detrimental for my experience with the wild area event. Because yeah, I need the numbers. I need people to play in order to get all this stuff done. And I haven't been seeing any mighty Pokemon, unfortunately. That is another disappointment so far. Maybe I'll pick some up on the way, who knows? But yeah, let's head over to Navy Pier and see how things are over there. Alright, we made it here to Navy Pier. It was just a stone throws away from Lincoln Park Zoo. And already I can tell you right now, as soon as I open up the game, boom, you see all these lures? This is definitely going to be the spot today. Now the thing that I really like about Navy Pier is that it is both indoors and outdoors, so if it ends up getting way too cold, I could just go inside Navy Pier and I could play from inside there. So things will be a lot more manageable. And in fact, I wonder if this is why they decide to have the big meetup here at Navy Pier. Now it kind of makes sense. Well, in any case, there's going to be a lot of people here. There's going to be a lot of activity. I can already see it. So yeah, this is going to be a much better time than what I could have potentially had over at Lincoln Park Zoo. So let's see what we end up getting. Oh, and actually, it's our first mighty Pokemon. Oh, the one thing about these mighty Pokemon is that if they break out, they have a tendency to just run away. There you go. Electivire caught 98%. That's insane.
There's a hundo for alligator over there.
Really?
Yeah. By the end of the trees.
Well, I'm gonna go for that.
On the tree line up there.
Right here? Great, thank you. This for alligator. Ooh, I gotta catch this Venusaur too. Not a shiny, but it is a mighty. Not a shiny, but it is a mighty. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Let's see what the IVs are for this bad boy. Not bad. There's the Feraligatr. Not a shiny. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, thank you. Oh no, it ran away. It ran away. No. Okay. Well, it wasn't a shiny, so totally okay with that. I already have myself a hundo for alligator. Would have been nice to get a mighty one though. That would have been really cool. But hey, we got that Venusaur, so all's well that ends well. And the 98% Electivire. Man, 3 mighty Pokemon encounters as soon as I get here to Navy Pier. Yeah, this is the place. This is the place. I'm glad I made it out here. My God, imagine if I was still at the zoo. It would have been boring as heck. So, yeah, let's see what we can get. I'm gonna actually do this Snorlax raid. Oh my God, the wind is nuts. I'm gonna go inside. I'm actually gonna go inside. It might still be noisy in here, but at the very least, no wind and no cold. So I'll take it. So now we're on the inside of Navy Pier and we're gonna go for this raid and we're gonna walk our way to that Gigantamax Toxtricity battle. And I'm just gonna jump right in. Actually, let's actually set this up. I know for sure I could at least solo these Snorlax battles, but I feel like when it comes to my raid passes, I would pretty much dedicate them to Snorlax because this costume Snorlax is hilarious and I would love to get a shiny version of it. So yeah, let's see if I can get lucky. A shiny costume jacket Snorlax. What a find that would be. Whew, it was cold outside. I could not handle a full day playing out there. It's much colder than Lincoln Park Zoo because out here on Navy Pier, we're like out in the water. So naturally there's a lot of cold wind that starts blowing in. So yeah, I had to escape that. All right, it goes down. Let's see what the CP is. 1830 something, I think is a hundo. 1829 is pretty close to what I just said. Now, is it gonna be a shiny? No, it's not. But hey, we get to catch it with the Safari Ball, that's cool. We know that the catch rate is much higher with Safari Balls. All right, that Snorlax was a bit of a bust, but check it out. A mighty Mamoswine off of a lure. Let's get this guy. Up. Whoop. Here we go. 1. Oh. And, oh, it stayed. Okay. Let's try to get it. Man, so many mighty Pokemon out here in Navy Pier. I'm wondering if the spawn rate of mighty Pokemon are increased depending on how many trainers are in the area. Because, man, there's so many of them. All right, 96, not bad. We're getting pretty GPS drifting all over the place. Now, I'm tempted to go for that Primal Kyogre. I don't need the Primal Energy. I think I'm gonna focus on this. I'm just gonna make my way to that. But yeah, I think in total I've seen about 5 mighty Pokemon since I got here. There was the Feraligatr, the Electivire, the Venusaur. I saw another one, but it actually ran. And then of course there's this Mamoswine. Yeah, 5 within 10 minutes of me being here. Pretty good rates. Pretty good rates. I'm really feeling bad for those who live in rural areas because I'm assuming your experience is going to be closer to what I had at Lincoln Park Zoo. Whew, okay, so we are definitely approaching near the end of Navy Pier. Man, this area is great. I need to come out to Navy Pier a lot more often. There is so much Pokemon Go activity out here. And in the winter, playing Pokemon Go in Chicago can be miserable. Let me tell you, it's awful playing here in the winter. You can get negative 20 degrees weather, and there's snow, there's rain, there's snow and rain. But here in Lincoln Park Zoo, I don't have to worry about any of that because I could just play indoors. And look at everything that you can get while playing indoors. We're actually at the hotel at the end of at the end of Navy Pier. So this is the end point. Here, let me flip the camera around for you. You can see here, this is the entrance to a hotel. So we're not gonna go that way, but we're close enough where I could jump into this. I wanna see if anyone joins. I don't wanna walk any further. I know if I wanna keep going, I have to go back outside. I would much rather not do that, although I feel like I might have to. All right, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to walk over to that other one, although that one is already filled up. So I don't know how many players are gonna jump into this one or that one by the time I get to there. Unfortunately, Gigantamax battles and Dynamax battles have not really stuck the landing as of right now. Let's see if I, yeah, that's a little disappointing, but man, that very end of Navy Pier right there where you see those 3 raids, that is the sweet spot. Unfortunately, it's also at the tail end of, oh, let me actually see if I can get this Snorlax raid. I know if I go upstairs, I can go a little bit further. I would like to jump into that Snorlax raid. Oh boy, I got 3 minutes. And maybe when I come back out, there's gonna be some people inside this Gigantamax Toxtricity max battle. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go outside if I want to even attempt at catching that Snorlax raid. Ooh, there's the wind. Bitter cold wind. Ugh. Hate it here in Chicago sometimes. Sorry for the wind noise. Oh my god, it is so windy out here. Come on, if you're gonna send me out into the cold, at least give me some mighty Pokemon. Maybe this Snorlax raid, which I'm about to touch. Oh, 1 minute left. There we go, I got in. Great, maybe this will be a Shundo or a High-V Shiny, that would be really cool. And let's heal up this boy real quick. And let's be ready. Let's jump in. Come on. Come on, people. Jump in, jump in, jump in. We're gonna make our way a little bit further. See if we could get some more mighty Pokemon. Why are you not ready? I could solo this if I wanted to. There's 5 people in here. Y'all hit that ready button. People, if you know you can take it down, hit that ready button. I totally recognize that sometimes it's just safer to just not hit the ready button, let more people join in, but time is of the essence here. We're trying to catch mighty Pokemon. We're trying to do a bunch of Toxtricity max battles. All right, here we go. 7 players in this raid. So we know it's gonna go down quick. Here we go. Very quick. Only took us 20 seconds. And not good. 1801 is definitely not good. Maybe it's a shiny. If it's a shiny, I'll be totally okay with it. Not a shiny. All right, so this one was trash. Great. But of course we have a Toxtricity battle to jump into. Hopefully I'll make it in time. This raid was quick enough, I hope. I see people in there. 4 spots. And I'm in. And I'm in. Whew. I'm ready to go back inside. Okay, 5 people. Is that enough? 4 people. Great. 5 people again. 6 people. Do we really need like 20 people for this? Like, I've heard from people in Japan that it varies. Sometimes it's going to be like 5 people will be able to take it down. Other times people say like, yeah, you need a full group of 20 to 40 people. This only has 11 people, and 4 of them are ready. My Dynamax Pokemon are not good. You can see I have 2 Exadrills, but neither of them are maxed out. Their moves are certainly not maxed out. And then this Charizard is just kind of there. Auto pick that. So people are going to be carrying me through this. Hopefully it'll be enough. Team 1 of 3. We got Bebe a Count in here. Oh, hello, another Count. I'm not the one and only Count. Let's be real. I might be the one and only Count Jinsula, but I'm not the one and only Count. Only 6 people? Yeah, I think people are ditching. People are bailing. I think they are aware. Oh boy, no, I didn't mean to do that. Let's try again. All right, Jabronin. Let's make this happen. 2 of us together. Let's go. Whew. Man, this has been fun. The Wild Area event is actually pretty well designed for people who live in high population areas. I wish they did something about Gigantamax battles and all that stuff, because as you can see right here, if you do not have the full numbers, oh boy, you're gonna struggle to get a group together. You're gonna struggle to get people to actually join. This is frustrating. Should I just wait until another Toxtricity and just go on and continue catching mighty Pokemon? Should that be my focus? Because I feel like trying to get a group together for this is going to take forever. My goodness, Niantic, why would you have an encounter that requires up to 40 players? Do you not understand that people live in rural areas? Do you not understand that even in a high population area like this, you're still not going to get that many people in one go? This is frustrating. One thing I wish Niantic took into consideration is that when it comes to designing these sort of mechanics, that you should account for people being in multiple groups rather than having one giant group. Like this Gigantamax Toxtricity encounter, have it so that a trainer group of 5 trainers, like a group of 5 trainers, can take it down. And then you could have multiple groups of 5 trainers taking it down rather than one giant group of 40 trainers. It's just poor design at that point, so yeah. In any case, I am going to go back inside because it is really cold, and I'm going to focus in on catching mighty Pokemon, and maybe when the hour switches, that is when I will take on this Toxtricity Dynamax battle, Gigantamax battle, rather. Alright, so I'm braving the cold so that I could show you all this spot right here. This is the end of Navy Pier. And as you can see within the game, there is so much going on right here. You can't even see everything. Look at the density of Pokemon spawns. This is by far the highest density of Pokemon spawns within all of Chicago. You cannot beat this. Like if I walk over here, my goodness, you could see there's a couple dozen. So if I were to get some really good mighty Pokemon, it would be from this location. You could literally park it here if you could find a warm spot and lure up these couple of Pokestops. You see one right there, you see one on the other end, and then there's one in the middle, and then you got these 3 gyms. You're gonna come out with a ton of Stardust and a ton of Pokemon. The only problem is it gets extremely windy and extremely cold in this one spot. But yeah, I just wanted to show all of you, if you're ever visiting Chicago, you need to check out this location right here. Let me flip the camera around for you. This is the end of Navy Pier. Quite literally one of the best spots in the world for Pokemon Go, bar none. And I've been to places like Santa Monica Pier. I've been to places like Sokcho, Korea. I don't think I've ever seen a place as high density as right here at this spot. So yeah, it's worth checking out if you're ever in Chicago and you play Pokemon Go. This is definitely the place to be. Alright, I am literally in the parking lot right now in order to touch this one Snorlax raid. It's not a good one in terms of IVs, but man, I would really like a shiny of this thing. And this is gonna be not a shiny, unfortunately. While I was walking around this parking lot though, I did manage to get myself a mighty Dragonite. That was pretty hype. But aside from that, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back to the indoor area because this is not a safe place for me to be. All right, there we go. a Mighty Venusaur, which we already got earlier today, but this one could be a hundo. Unfortunately, it's not a shiny. Oh, and I used the wrong berry. Oh, and that throw was bad. Let's see if I catch it. No. Oh, but it stayed. Not feeling the boosted shundos, or shiny rate, rather. We're getting them all out of the way. We're getting them all out of the way. So that when like the one mighty Pokemon that we want to be a shundo comes, that's why. That's why. We're getting all the bad ones out of the way. This seems to be a really good spot. We're pretty much at the entrance of Navy Pier. See if we can get some mighty Pokemon out here. All right, now the hour has switched over, and as you can see right there, there are Toxtricities. I'm gonna try to jump into this one right here. My GPS is not tracking me really well inside here. It's always been a little spotty to begin with within Navy Pier, but since we're also inside, it also means it's gonna have an even more difficult time tracking me. But there we go, we're close enough. I see 10 people in here, 12 people. This is team 3 of 3. I do not know what that means. Now 3 of 5. So does that mean there's 5 teams of about 20, 40 people in here? Is this gonna go down really quickly? I really do not know, but we're about to find out in about 74 seconds. Really curious to see how this is going to go. This is my first ever Gigantamax Toxtricity max battle. Actually, it is my first ever Gigantamax battle. So let's see how this goes. I am excited about this. And I really hope it goes down easily, because I am really worried that I'm just gonna get destroyed. Once we get this Toxtricity, I'm pretty much gonna call it. I feel like I've seen enough. Yeah, it would have been nice to get some more mighty Pokemon. Yes, it would have been nice to get some shinies and shundos, but really I feel like I experienced enough of this wild area event. It was unfortunate that we did not have a good experience over at Lincoln Park Zoo. I wish I kind of knew to come here to Navy Pier earlier on, but it's totally fine. Wow, look at that. That is a Gigantamax Toxtricity. Acid Spray, okay, I could deal with that. Yikes. Well, that got rid of my Charizard real quick. Acid Spray, can I dodge it in some way? No, I can't even dodge it. Okay, well, let's try this again. Wow, I was very unprepared for this, unfortunately. There we go, Gigantamax Toxtricity. Finally. Wow, look at those resources. That is almost worth the 200 Poke Coins. Let me tell y'all. Okay. Easy peasy with the Safari Ball. Whew. Well, there you have it. Wild area events. Pretty cool stuff. I personally think, in spite of the flaws of this event, pretty solid event. I think Niantic did a pretty good job. And yeah, there you go. Registered to the decks. It's trash, whatever. But there you have it, everyone. This was the Wild Area event. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. I certainly had a lot of fun. And yeah, with that said, I'll catch you all later. Peace. Look at that. As I'm walking to my car, I do a Snorlax raid, and it's a shiny. There you go. So that essentially completes everything. It's not going to be good IVs, but that's totally okay. I don't know why I used the golden res right there. But there you go. Shiny costume Snorlax to close out the night. Sweet.